we're going to use your cell phone to create a backup internet source for your router. You need an Android phone running Android 11 or greater. An iPhone won't work. Go into the phone's settings and select Connections, and then Mobile Hotspot and Tethering, and then Ethernet Tethering. The Ethernet tethering option won't be available until an Ethernet adapter is plugged into the phone. And just to review phone settings, the gear icon for settings. So you press that to get into settings. And then Connections. Then Mobile Hotspot and Tethering. And then that gives you the 4 options: Mobile Hotspot, Bluetooth tethering, USB tethering, and Ethernet tethering. We want Ethernet tethering. It will remain grayed out until the Ethernet adapter is plugged into the cell phone. Here is the cell phone Ethernet adapter. It's got a USB-C plug on one end and an Ethernet socket on the other. There's your Ethernet socket. Also has a socket for a PD power supply. This one also has SD card, micro SD card, 3 USB, and an HDMI port. But all those things are irrelevant, except for perhaps the power port, so that you can charge your phone while you're providing internet. A simple adapter with a USB-C on one end and the Ethernet socket on the other would be just fine. Here the adapter is plugged into the phone and the option for Ethernet tethering becomes available. And that's what you'll select. So you press that button to turn it on. You ignore the other options at the bottom. They're not what you want. They're irrelevant to this usage case. Here you see the Ethernet tethering selected. Now we're going to connect an Ethernet patch cord, network patch cord, into the other end of the Ethernet adapter. We can then take the other end of the cord and plug it into anything that needs internet. I can plug it directly into my laptop, or I can plug it directly into the router. So I'm going to go into my laptop's internet adapter setting, Ethernet adapter setting, and I'm going to disable the Wi-Fi in the laptop so that I'm sure that if I have internet, it's coming through that Ethernet cable. So the cable is going to be plugged right into the laptop. And then we'll check and see if we have internet. And there it is. We have internet. Well, we'll try to go to another site just to document internet's functioning. And we go to CNN, and CNN comes right up, supplied by the internet from that phone through that Ethernet adapter and cable. Here I unplug the Ethernet cable and see if I still have internet. Well, No internet. How about that? So, yep, the internet was only coming from the phone through the adapter into the computer. Unplug it, lose internet. Now let's plug the Ethernet cable from the phone's Ethernet adapter into the internet port of a home router. And then we'll run another Ethernet cable from one of the local area network ports on the router into the computer. Now we'll try to refresh the screen to see if the internet is back up. And lo and behold, we have internet again. So the Ethernet adapter connected to the phone, connected to the internet port of the router, and then from a local area network port from the router into the computer. So basically, this is your whole home routing system here, which is being supplied by that phone through the Ethernet adapter and Ethernet tethering. Now I'm going to connect my phone Ethernet to my actual router, which is a SonicWall TZ270. This is the thing that runs the internet in my house. It's actually a business grade firewall router. So what I'm doing here could be done in any business as well that runs a similar firewall router. So I'm going to take the cable, see that white cable there? That's a plugged into a port which has been configured as a second internet port. Now on this firewall router, I can have as many internet ports as there are Ethernet ports on the router. I can configure that in the router's menu. And I've configured a second internet port that this white wire is connected to. And I'm going to take that white wire and I'm going to plug it into the phone's Ethernet adapter. And that will go directly into my SonicWall firewall router and act as a second or backup internet. So then I'll actually have two internet providers going into the router simultaneously. So here we're looking at the web interface of my SonicWall, and it's showing the interfaces that are active. The top one is the local area network interface. The one below that is my Comcast cable. And the one below that is that smartphone plugged in to the SonicWall as well. So you see two WANs, or wide area network or internet connections there. And with a business type router like this, you can have one back up the other if the first one fails, which is the way I've set this up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to turn off the Comcast port and have it fail back to the smartphone connection. If it didn't fail back to the smartphone connection, I would lose internet. So here we go here. Now, in this page, it shows that both of those wide area networks are alive, able to reach out to the internet, and working and active right now. So then we'll go back into the interfaces menu and turn off the Comcast. So we're going back into the interfaces menu. And we're going to go into the enabler button and turn off the Comcast cable. You get a warning message. Do you really want to shut that down? I'm clicking OK. And once that is shut off, when we check this, it will have lost its link. It won't be able to reach, see it says no link. You see it's no longer enabled. The only internet thing that's still enabled is the one from the smartphone. We'll go back and look at it from the other screen. And then you can see that it's the Comcast is in failover mode, that there's no link, and that it can't find its target. Target's unavailable. But the one from the smartphone is active, target's alive, it's available, and providing internet. It says link up. So let's do an internet speed test on this internet connection fed through the phone. So here you go, you're running roughly 30 megabit per second download, which isn't bad. Not bad for a backup connection. And the up speed is not so good now. But what you get will depend on your 4 or 5 your LTE or 5G connection to your cell tower, which will vary from location to location. So while still only on the phone's internet, I've gone down into the TV room, fired up my Roku, which is plugged in by Ethernet, and gone into Netflix. And the School for Good and Evil, it's 4K, Ultra HD, HDR, 5.2 sound. So this is going to be like a maximum usage case to see, you know, can it handle that kind of speed, you know, what the phone's delivering. And so we'll go ahead and run that movie. And you know, I don't have the sound on. I don't want to have a YouTube copyright violation here, but you can see that this is streaming smoothly. There are no glitches, no dropouts. Again, high definition 4K HDR 5.2 smooth streaming, all from the cell phone. Cell phone backup, I already have unlimited data on my plan. So other than the need to get the USB-C to Ethernet adapter for my phone, there was no additional cost in setting this up. So I hope you found this video interesting and useful. Thanks for watching.